Welcome back, folks. Another day and another hunt up in the Sierra Foothills. Here we are. We're going to get all geared up. I got the detector. What I did this morning, I noticed yesterday with the hard ground, I mean, it's completely dry. I have to sharpen my pick. Look at that nice sharpened pick head and the blade right there. It's pretty much been modified. Sometimes I find old picks from the old gold mining days, and I cut it and I added it to my store-bought pick. And then this was part of a spring here, just crudely put together, but it really works well for me. And so let's get to it. Let's get geared up, and we'll see you in a first target. Let's give this puppy a tune. Takes about a minute to tune it in to get the most quietest frequency. So this detector, what you do is you push that little black button right there, and then it finds a frequency where it's the most quietest. It tries to tune out any interruptive frequencies in the area. And then what you do is you ground balance it, let it analyze the mineralization in the soil, and what it'll do, it'll void that out. That's the first thing you do when you get on site. Okay, here we go. Let's do it. See you on the first target. Okay, we're on our first target. Let's dig it out and see what it is. Well, found out pieces of wire. See that wire right there? All right, we'll continue to the next target. All right, folks, I'm not feeling it right here. We're gonna go to another spot. Okay, this is the site I originally wanted to go to this morning. I don't know why I was diverted to the other section, but anyhow, let's get down there and get on our first target. See you soon. Yeah, we're gonna head out down there, and we're gonna just go along that creek, upstream and downstream, and work that area. All right, see you in the first target. Okay, we got ourselves our first target. Actually, the second target had something irony here, but right above it. All right, let's dig that puppy out and see what we got. Well, there we go. Piece of metal. There it is. All right, that's our third metal target today. Let's continue forward. All right, we're at the bottom of a waterfall. You notice there's a little bit of water right there where it's green. Just dug a deep hole about a foot down, and I got it's a non-ferrous object. At least it's not iron, but there's a lot of trash in this area. I've been down here before. I haven't spent a whole lot of time. The time that I did spend here, I only probably got one or two little flakes, tiny little flakes, little dinkers. So I thought I'd concentrate more here and just start digging. But hey, here's our first target down below the waterfall. And it's a slug, piece of lead. Okay, see you on the second target here down here. Another slug, piece of lead. There you go. Okay, let's continue. Well, this is turning out not the easiest place to detect, but we're gonna just continue and just dig good targets and good targets. Anyway, we got a target right here. Let's dig it. See what she is. Oh, piece of metal right there. All right, let's keep moving forward. Okay, I got a pretty big target. Well, deep target. It's right in there. As you see where the creek is, it runs down this way. Hey, never know. Let's dig it up. All right, we dug it up. I'm gonna say square nail. Huh. Not sure what that is. Definitely lead. It's a piece of lead. Not sure what it went from. I mean, it's possible that it's from a bullet, but could be from other things. All right. That was a deep hole. You know what gives me confidence is if I'm picking up stuff like this, down that deep, foot down, if there's a multi-grammer, I'm really not going to miss it. So we just got to dig every target. All right, let's continue. You ever been out there in the middle of nowhere and you look around and you're digging and all of a sudden you're thinking something's watching you? I just had that feeling. Once in a blue moon, you get that feeling. All of a sudden your hair and your arms and your head rises behind your neck. We are in mountain lion territory. There's also bears, but you just never know. They see you, you may not see them. All right, let's continue forward. Plenty of tailings here to go through. You got a pretty loud target. Pretty close to the surface. Hopefully it's out. Nope. Let's see if it's out now. Okay, it's out. Huh. Or disappear to. That's interesting. Let me find it. That was so loud. He said it's impossible. No. Oh. Oh. Oh, there it is. It's 12 gauge shotgun shell. And yeah, it's 12 gauge. It says Winchester 12 gauge AA. All right, folks. Let's continue. That was loud. That sounded like an aluminum can. All right, let's move forward. One nice thing for being underneath all here, I'm in the shade. But yeah, it's quite shady, and I appreciate that. We just have to keep an eye on our bedrock, make sure there's no snakes curled up. If there are, hopefully they let us know that they're there. All right, I'm going to hit that bank along the creek right there on both sides and see you on the next target. Man, I get that feeling something's watching me. Got my headphones on. All right, maybe it's nothing. Hate having my back to the open like that, but it is what it is. All right, let's continue. All right, we got a woo-wee, a deep target. This hole's gonna take me a while to dig out. All right, let me get to it. All right, big coils, big holes. Getting closer, but still far. All right, let's continue. This was a very boulder bound, a lot of roots, but I finally got it out. Took about 25 minutes. All right, let's see what this loud target is. Okay, it's in my hand. It's gonna be trash, but at least I feel a slug. Oh man, there it is. Another piece of lead. Could have been gold, guys. Lead is non-ferrous. Yep. Lead. Wow. Yep. All right. At least we got it out. It was down over a foot. All right. Let's move on. So I stick the coil back in that root ball of a hole, and I get another signal. Oh man. Guess what? I got to keep digging. All right. Let's get back to this root ball here and clear it out. Well, I'm going to abandon this hole. What I'm going to have to do is come back with a pinpointer and some root cutters. And this is just, it would take the rest of the day to dig that out. But we got to find out what's down in there. Otherwise the job isn't done. So I'll save that for another day. Let's continue on and find another target. Just found something unusual here. I don't know if it's a handle of a fork but it's got a green patina, so it's probably copper. Anyway, interesting. Interesting. We'll see if we can clean it up, figure out what it is. Huh. Yeah. Okay, anyway, let's move on. Look for gold. Okay, where that copper came from. Got another signal there, so let's dig that up. Just another piece of copper from that bigger piece. All right, let's continue. All right, now we're in this little creek. Bedrock exposed here. I got a signal. All right, right there. Let's dig it out and see what that is. All right, got an odd thing here. I'm on like a false bedrock. I'm trying to pinpoint this target. I definitely have a target here. Maybe I have to break it all up. I don't know. Let me take some time on this. Finally found it. It's a piece of lead. Look at that. Huh. A lot of lead down here. All right, let's continue. Okay, got a signal. All right, let's dig that puppy out. Okay, got to use the toe to, there you go. Pinpoint it. It's right there. It's right there in the corner. Let's see what we got. Have to move to by now. Yep, moved it. Excuse me. All right, let me dig that out. Yep. Piece of iron, folks. Trash day so far. Lead and trash. Okay, another target. Let's dig that puppy out. It's not too far from bedrock. It's right over here somewhere. Could be anything in these cracks. I mean, this is bedrock, literally. I mean, you got miles of creek that run down that or this way. So, could be iron, could be gold. Who knows? The only way you're gonna know is if you dig it. Still in there. It's very faint, but I have to really clear that up pretty good. 1 second. Okay, I think I got it in my hand. Something really small. There it is. Piece of wire. There you go, folks. Right in that crack right there. Trash. But it could have just as well been a piece of gold. All right, let's continue. All right, folks, we're going to head out to get some to the car. We're going to have some lunch. And man, I put a lot of effort in today. And nothing down here but trash. There's still a lot of trash. There's got to be gold down there. But I'm out of water, so I have to go to the vehicle, replenish, take a small break, and then decide where to go and continue. I may, after lunch, go back to the same spot that I was yesterday, where we found those 2 nuggets, and kind of flat ground. This is all sloped all the way down. I mean, it's work. It's about 92 degrees. So so far I put in about 4 hours, but you know, when you dig a hole, man, try digging 50 holes, and you get tired. Okay, I'm gonna take a break, and I'll see you after break, folks. See you soon. All right, folks, welcome back. We've relocated to a new spot. Same seasonal creek. It's very dry right now. California, the little seasonal creeks dry up pretty quick. Probably beginning of May, June, July, August, September, October, late October, November. We may get some rains, but so they're pretty much dried 8 months, 9 months out of the year. Anyhow, there's a little tailing pond right here in front of me. Streams right here. And I think I have a signal hill. There's a slight threshold change, very, very faint. So I've expanded, removed all that grass, dirt, and then I may have to take some more dirt to see if there's a distinct target signal. I'm not sure at the moment. Let's check it out. I don't know, slight change of threshold. I have to dig it down a little bit deep. I'll be right back. Okay, there's absolutely nothing here. Totally confirmed. Nothing. All right, we're going to continue. Let me fill this hole back. Okay, we got a target right here. Kind of warbly. Let me dig it out. Still there. A lot clearer. As you notice, the creek's down below, and I'm way above the bank. I'm top. And like I said before in a previous video, detecting an old patch, you know, they were tossing material off onto the bank, and you know, they could toss it 15-foot distance, no problem. So when you're at the top looking down at the creek, you better check the 15 feet above the bank and see what you could get. I have found gold in those type of areas. So I'm not saying this is gold right here, but hey, it doesn't hurt to pull out a target and see what that is. Let's use the magnet, see if we could pick it up. Yep, it's picked up. Let's see what we got. There we go. It's a little square nail. All right, that's what magnets are for. Makes the job a lot quicker. Okay, got our next target right here. I'm gonna dig it out. Very low. Oh, that's loud right there. But over here, very faint signal. So we have a surface target there and a very deeper signal. Let's dig the junk out first. Okay, the junk signal was this nail right here. All right, let's see if that other target's next to us to the right. See if I can hear it. Square nail. All right, continue. Okay, got another target here. This one sounds kind of different than from iron. It's kind of a smooth but strong signal. Let's see, maybe lead, maybe gold. Wrong again. As I got deeper, it sounded more like trash. Iron. This target ain't no gold, but I'm gonna dig it up just because it's so loud. And it starts right here. It ends right here. Oh, let's see what it is. Just a punch plate for a sluice box or a rocker box. That ain't going anywhere. It's staying underground into the dust of history. Whoo! All right. Let's go a little bit longer and we'll see what our find of the day is. Well, here's our finds of the day. We got 3 slugs, 12 gauge shotgun, got little square nails, bigger square nails, medium square nails, broken square nails. And then the unusual thing is this copper piece here, this copper piece. Not really sure what this is. I'll clean it up. Maybe take the brush to it. Maybe there'll be some writing on it or some design. I don't know. But it's all junk. We put a real good effort in today. Really good effort. And nothing. You can't always find gold. Gold is elusive. Gold's where you find it. You just never know unless you dig the targets. And there's always another day. And you just got to continue and persevere. And gold will come if you put the effort in it. Anyhow, folks, I'm going to go home and clean up. And we'll see you on the next hunt. I'm probably going to go back to the Nugget Gully. I kind of miss it. Need to make more progress there. We took a little break and went hunting in some of the old areas that I've hunted before and found good gold. We found 2 of those pieces yesterday. That was kind of cool. And Nugget Gully's next. See you on the next hunt. I hope you all have a great day or evening wherever you are in the world. And subscribe and like. And I'll see you again from the Sierra foothills of California, Motherlode. Take care, folks. Bye.